Okay, expanding. Expanding is just a very simple way of saying times out the brackets. We don't have to write all those words every time, so we say expand, or expand the brackets. So we have 4, 3x plus 2. We're going to do 4 times 3x and 4 times 2. 4 is times by both of them. 4 times 3x is 12x. 4 times 2 is 8. Done. You have now expanded it out. These questions can get a bit harder. We could have x times 3x minus 5. Now we're going to do x times 3x, x times minus 5. X times 3x is 3x squared. X times minus 5 is minus 5x. Okay, that's all we mean by expanding. We want you to times out the bracket. Moving on, factorising. Factorising is the opposite of expanding. We want you to find what is in all of them, what their common factors are, and take it out. So, in our situation here, we have got 6x plus 4. And we want to see what's in both. Well, both of those numbers are even, so a 2 comes out. 2 times what is 6x? 2 times 3x. 2 times what is 4? 2 times 2. And now we look at this, and the stuff inside the brackets, we go, do they share anything? 3x and 2. Nope, they have a 1 technically, but that doesn't help us, because we take the 1 out and it doesn't change anything. So, that's us done there. Okay, we can have stuff which is a little bit more complicated. 9x squared minus 6. Okay, now in this case, oh sorry, 6x. In this case, we have 2 things we can take out. I'll show them step by step. First thing you might notice is, oh, they've both got an x in them. So you take x out, and we get 9x minus 6. And if you want to see how that works, just expand the bracket back out, and you'll get back to this. But from here, we can see they both share a factor of 3 still. So we're not fully factorised yet. It's really important you fully factorise. So we can also have a 3. So we bring the 3 out as well, times it by the x, we get 3x. On the inside we have 3x minus 2. Now there's nothing on the inside of this bracket which is the same, which we can therefore bring out. There's no common factors, and so that is fully expanded. Okay, and that is what factorising means. Okay, on to expand and simplify. Okay, so expand means times out the bracket. So if I gave you this, I gave you a problem which was 2x plus 1 plus 7x minus 4. Now there's quite a lot of stuff written there. It's not very simple. So if we want to be able to make it look simple, the very first thing we've got to do is times the brackets out. That's the expand part. So we times out our brackets. 6x plus 3 plus 14x minus 8. Okay, that's a bit better. However, there are x terms here and x terms here, and there are x terms here and x terms here. So we're going to simplify those. 14x plus 6x is 20x. 3 minus 8 is minus 5. That has been expanded and simplified. Another example. There we go. We times it out. 6x plus 3 plus 12x minus 2. So that's 3 times 2, 3 times 1, 3 times 2x is 6x, 3 times 1 is 3, 2 times 6x is 12x, 2 times minus 1 is minus 2. 6x plus 12x is 18x. Minus 3, oh sorry, plus 3 minus 2 is plus 1. And that is that one done. Okay, we're now going to move on to how we deal with the more complicated factorising questions. Now these are definitely the harder ones, so if you're only doing a foundation, then you won't have to worry about these so much. So in this case, we're going to be asked to factorise the following. 7x plus y plus 3x plus y. Now we could times this bracket out, times this one out, bring things back together again and see if we can bring anything back out. But that's a bit complicated. So what we can also do is we can see that our both of our bits here have got an x plus y. And if you want to make that a bit easier, you could say that x plus y equals some new variable t. All I'm doing here is plugging in something else to make it look a bit easier for you. So then you'd have 7t plus 3t. Well, that we can do. 7 plus 3 t's, that's 10t. And t was x plus y. So that equals 10x plus y. Now, all I have done here is realised that x plus y, whatever value x and y is, it's just going to be a number eventually. Whatever value x and y here, they're just going to be a number. So x plus y will just be some new number, which I've just called t to make your life a little bit easier to play with. Okay, putting in t, I can now very easily see that I have 7 lots of whatever that is, plus 3 lots of whatever that is. You didn't need this step, but it can make it easier. Okay. Our next problem is q minus 2r squared minus h q minus 2r. Now in this situation, they've both got a q minus 2r. This is q minus 2r times q minus 2r, and this is q minus 2r times h. So I can take q minus 2r out. They've both got it. This first bracket was q minus 2r times q minus 2r, so I've got a q minus 2r left in there, and the second bracket was q minus 2r times minus h, so I've got a minus h. Now that is a difficult question to deal with, but it's really useful if you can. My final question is going to be using numbers, and this is how they often disguise problems. They'll give you something like this: 3 times 1.96 plus 3 times 0.04. Right, do that in your head. Now you could times it all out painstakingly, take you a while, but you can see they've both got a 3 in them. Right? They're both 3 times something. So instead of doing 3 times this and then adding it to 3 times this, we can do 3 times this plus this. So let's do that. 3 times 1.96 plus 0.04. Well, that's just 3 times 2. And that equals 6. That is an awful lot easier. Okay, I hope that's been helpful.